Hello there, my name is JD from Studio 2105. Welcome back to MixStream Online and yet another episode of Weekly Update Wednesdays. If you're new to this channel, a warm welcome to you, a big shout out and thank you to all the patrons who help to support the channel financially. I really appreciate all of you for the amazing support that you've given. If you are new and you haven't become a subscriber, what are you waiting for? Okay, click on the subscribe button and don't forget to click on the notification bell as well so that you'll be updated every time I put up a new video. Do sign up for the email list, and if you want to help to support the channel financially, you can do so by becoming a patron. Check out this website, www.patreon.com/studio2105. You can sign up to become a patron, check out all the different perks and benefits that are available, all right? All the details are there, just head on down, okay? This week's video covers the question of how to set up a home studio. It's a question that's come up so many times, right, online over the past year or so, but somehow I never got around to actually answering the question, okay? So here we go. I'm going to share with you 10 home studio essentials. What are the items that I need to set up a home studio? The first essential item is also probably the most obvious. You need a computer. Now this can either be a desktop or a laptop. The question of operating system, whether you want to go with a Windows PC or you want to go with a Mac, whichever it is, right, go with the one that you are most comfortable with. If you are someone who is already coming from a Windows background, well, just go stick with a Windows. If you're someone who has been used to working inside the Apple OS's environment, go ahead, stick with Apple, okay? Right, should not even be a question or a point of debate, which is better, PC or Mac. Now, about the processing power, almost any system within the last decade has already got more than enough processing power for the average music production project, okay? I use an old Intel i7. That's nearly 10 years old, okay? And I can still mix projects, right? You can watch when I do my MixStream live streams. Projects with, 100 plus tracks and loads of plugins, okay? All right, not a problem after all. Now, obviously, there are many other specifications that you want to look out for. I'm not going to go into super detail about how to build a DAW. Maybe that's another video for another day. But in terms of RAM, you would want to go with at least 8 gigabytes of RAM, although I encourage, right, to go with 16 gigs or more, especially if you're going to be using a lot of VST instruments, a lot of sample libraries and such. Number 2, the Digital Audio Workstation, or DAW for short. If you're on a Mac, it's a no-brainer to go for Logic Pro. It's great for music creation. It's got the best feature set and bundle sound libraries for the price, right, compared to any of the other DAWs that are out there in the market. Presonus Studio One is also very popular. It's highly affordable and has got a rapidly growing user base. Now, if you're going to be doing a lot of work with other engineers in commercial studios and maybe industry professionals, other mixers and producers, it would kind of make sense to go with the industry standards, right? Namely Pro Tools, Cubase, Nuendo. I personally, right, use Cubase here in Studio 2105. But if budget is a concern, Reaper is highly affordable. It's also a very powerful software, and it's got a very affordable entry price, which is as low as $60. Now you can download trial versions of all of these DAWs. Try them out, see which one feels the best, which one has got the best workflow, best feature set, the available plugins and maybe sound libraries which you feel, right, suits your workflow and what your needs best, and go for it. Number 3, the audio interface. Now you need to ask yourself 3 questions. Number 1, what are your I/O requirements? What are your input and output requirements? How many inputs and outputs do you need simultaneously? Question number 2 would be your expansion requirements, right? Do you foresee the need to increase the available number of inputs and outputs in the future, right? Do you need more I/O channels later on down the line? So sometimes it might be a little bit more cost effective to go for a model, an audio interface which has got more inputs and outputs that you need at the moment, rather than go for the smaller one, right? Because if you foresee the need of having more channels in the future, it makes more sense to just go for the bigger one. Number 3 would be budget. There is a wide range of products that are out in the market there, right? Down from the entry level, which could cost like $100, over to units that can cost thousands of dollars. Now, the price range may vary very greatly, but even the entry-level products have got really decent quality nowadays. So consider what budget you have, right? Because there are other things you have to account for, right, in your home studio. We'll cover that later in the video. And pick the audio interface which is going to fit your budget. Essential item number 4, the microphone. Now, for versatility, a large diaphragm condenser will offer the most flexibility, okay? That means you can record vocals, you can record instruments, and you write whatever kind of sound sources are there. Now, however, if you are in a rather noisy environment, right, you got a lot of ambient noise, and perhaps, the room acoustics are less than ideal, a dynamic microphone might be a better choice, okay? Now, if budget is really a concern, right, you want to consider getting a USB microphone, right, which functions as both the mic and audio interface in one unit. Some other additional benefits, right, besides it being highly affordable, is that it's easy to use, super easy to install. Usually it's just plug and play, and of course, it is so easy to bring around, right? Portability is not an issue. Number 5, headphones and/or monitor speakers. Headphones are a viable option nowadays, okay? Now, not everyone can afford installing acoustic treatment, or perhaps you might live in an environment such as an apartment, or maybe you have a family with young kids, infants, and so it may not be conducive to recording and listening to music at loud levels for long periods of time, okay? In this case, right, headphones are the way to go. Now, there's also calibration software nowadays that can provide very convincing, highly convincing and accurate simulations of professional sounding rooms that are out there, right? Go and check out these software. Now, ideally, monitor speakers, right, in my opinion, are still the better option. They still give you the more accuracy when it comes to mixing. Now, provided you spend a little bit on treating your room, right? But otherwise, okay, if you don't have the budget for monitor speakers or the space or the conditions for it, no worries. Headphones, right, are definitely a viable choice, right, that you can bring around with you anywhere on the go. Number 6, MIDI controller. You want to select a model that's based on your needs and your available space, right? If you need something portable, go for something with at least a 25 or 49 key model. Do you need one with just the basic key functions? That means just the keys, the modulation wheel, the pitch bend wheel. Or do you need something with more advanced features, such as maybe the touchpads, faders and knobs, DAW control, etc. Okay, evaluate what you need, right, your budget, and choose the appropriate model. Number 7, third-party plugins. Now, some folks might not consider this a studio essential, especially if you're talking about home studio environment, because yes, the fact is you can actually do a lot of things even with just the stock plugins that come with your DAW. Now, but why do I put it in the list as one of the essential items for home studio? The reason is that now a lot of these plugin developers offer what is known as a subscription-based model. That means you pay a monthly subscription. This can be as low as $9.99 a month. We're talking about 40-50 ringgit a month, right? Compared to purchasing the software or purchasing the bundle outright, which could cost thousands, okay? So if you are you're not someone who is 100% doing this as a full-time job, right? A subscription model makes sense, right? Because you can put your subscription for a month, 2 months, 3 months, pause it when you don't want to use it, and then when you're active, when you're busy again, just subscribe to the plugin bundle. Okay, so do consider it. Okay, it will probably give you a lot more options when it comes to experimenting and playing around with plugins, right? So do check it out. Item number 8 is not a single thing, it is a category of items, accessories. So what do I mean by accessories? Cables, mic stands, music stands, furniture, right? For a chair, your studio desk. These are, small items that sometimes are often overlooked and can often add up to quite a lot, okay, when you sort of calculate how much they cost. I want to make a quick mention of investing in a good quality chair with proper back support. This was only something which I did very, very recently, or only the past couple of years. And I have to say, I wish I had invested money in this chair a long time ago, okay? Right, this is definitely one of the best decisions that I made when it comes to getting something for the studio. One thing also I want to mention, you want to invest in a UPS, an uninterruptible power supply. Okay, I've got one down here. Now, this is to obviously to avoid data loss in case of a power failure in the studio. Okay, now once you have experienced this kind of thing happening to you, you would wish that you have never gone through it. So, all right, check it out. Go and invest in a UPS. Number 9, backup data storage. Now, you can go for either external hard disk or also go for cloud-based solutions. Now, data storage is so cheap nowadays that it's really no longer an excuse, right? Do not have backups of your project files. Now, if you ever lose your data, if your hard disk gets corrupted, or God forbid, something bad happened, a fire or an accident or a burglary, and you lose your project files, okay? Right? Look, if you don't have a backup, honestly, you only have yourself to blame. Last but not least, number 10, acoustic treatment. Now, this is perhaps one of the least sexy things to spend money on in a studio, but often this can be the one thing that can have the biggest impact on your sound. You can go for prefabricated products that are out in the market, or if you are good with tools, go down the DIY route, okay? You can download diagrams and instructions on how to make acoustic panels, diffusers, gobos, reflection panels, and all of that, right? And if you're good with tools, right, you just need to buy the products, buy the items, and just make them yourself. Or hey, you could always hire people to help you with the work. So there you have it. Those are my 10 essential home studio items. Thank you so much for watching. Right, let me know in the comments below. Maybe do you have anything that you want to add to that list, right? What are the items that you find essential for you in your home studio, okay? Do check out the rest of the videos that I have on this channel. If you found this video helpful and informative, please do leave a like, share this with your friends, and remember, if you haven't done so, click on the subscribe button, become a subscriber today, right? Consider signing up to become a patron down at www.patreon.com/u2105, right? Hope to see you all again real soon. Stay safe, stay happy and healthy, right? Happy recording and mixing. Peace, love, and music.